Good evening, or late afternoon, 5 p.m. Could be either. We're at Silverstone today. This is going to be where we race European Sprint Series this week, which is great. Silverstone, home of British motorsport. Absolutely love the circuit. I'm not terrible at it. Probably not as quick as like the real front running guys, but it's a fun one. So we're just gonna see what our lap time compares to our old optimal, our old best lap time, and see how we get on. It looks like it's going to be what's the session time? Yeah, it looks like it's going to be an evening race, so it'll probably end up being dark, which is always good fun around here because you go through Maggots and Beckets without the foggiest clue of where you are on track, especially in the V2 where you've got the big A pillar in the way, which I think on the stream you can see just on the left of the screen. That's really quite obstructive. But
yeah, so sorry, I was trying to
yeah, should be a good race. Should be good fun. It's always all right from a safety point of view. Not too many dive bombs normally. Normally the front pack usually gets away pretty quick and then leaves the rest behind. So I'd imagine if I do it, I'll be sort of on the coattails of the front pack. Which is normally formed up of really fast esports guys. And then there's lowly old me doing my thing. Ooh, turned in too early then. Wasn't a terrible first sector though, to be fair. Up on our delta, that's always good. Luffield. Ugh. Horrid. Back onto the old pit straight. The good thing about this car is around here it's got a lovely front end. Yeah, quite pointy. Not bad. Oh, that was off track. It's got too much. So I know where a lot of my time is. It's right there at the entry into the village complex, I think it's called. Like, say, like village or farm or something like that. Can't be too wide there. That was fun. Get a little bit wide, getting off track. It's absolutely, it's dreamy to drive around. It's just blip down a gear turn, blip down a gear turn. Yeah, really good fun. Oh, long to brake. Too long. Well, lost all that time. Never mind. It was a dirty lap anyway. That one was clean this time. It's not going to be a quick lap, that's going to get in the way. Seem to be fixing the problems though. Oh. He sensibly got out of the way. He even apologised. No need. Oh, off track. Damn it. It looks like it isn't. Looks like you still got a bit of tyre on the ground, but the off tracks in iRacing can be different corners. So you can get an off track just by going on the curbs there. Yeah, it's all different things. Oh, I've lost a lot of places. Some of which was there. Right, just got to hook it all up together now. Too fast. Too fast. What's up? 10 past 5. We won't get racing early this evening. We might get one in later. That's another off track. Ugh. Driving like a rubbish person on a rubbish day. Oh, and Mark's disconnected. That was good. More of that. traffic management is massive in European Sprint Series, so having the practice session where you have a lot of GTEs is actually really quite beneficial. You might not go the fast laps, you might not find out your ultimate pace, but that's really not the point. The point is about maintaining quite a high average, and having a high average means being able to overtake GTEs, losing the least amount of time. And they have the right of way. That's the important thing. A lot of people forget. They have the right of way. You have to make the pass safer. Basically, it's the faster car's responsibility. Blue flags don't need blue flags, and they don't even in Formula One. It's just in Formula One they have a rule because overtaking is so hard to do. Blue flags just merely are an indicator that there is a fast car coming through, just to make you aware. So as a faster series pilot, it's a responsibility. That's a nice track. Yeah, it's your responsibility to basically make the pass. They don't have to move out of the way, and they also have the right to the apex. So you have to respect that. Either get the job done under braking, which most will try, or wait patiently till you can get past cleanly on a straight, on an acceleration zone. Go around the outside of big aerodynamic corners like we saw at Road America do, with a carousel, where you can successfully skip and jump around the outside of GT cars. That's dangerous, so yeah, you've got to be constantly weighing up the pros and cons of each type of maneuver, and whether it's and whether you can get alongside a car before the braking zone. Some of it's intuition, some of it is just very sort of calculative. Got to be on the ball the whole time. Oh, and then you have to drive the car past. You know, that's the other thing, by the way, whilst you're doing all this. You know, you could be using other cars as effectively rolling roadblocks to get in front of or get a gap to the guy who's been chasing all these laps and stuff. And they could be doing the same to you, so you know, it can become quite cat and mouse. And you just got to lose the least amount of time through traffic. That's basically, you know, the objective. Yeah, dear. Luke Pennington is quick, I know that. Car ahead's doing 47s, I'm doing 45.3s, what 45.7s even. So we should be quicker. Oh, that's going to be wide. Right. It's off track, and I was half on the track. It's ridiculous off track there. All the cars in real life use that curb. We don't get to use that curb. A very early turn, you'll have a really crap exit. Yeah. And he spun himself. TC, I was sliding direct on it. Not good. Is nearly grabbed, but we'll see. See how this turns out. I know where the time is, just got to hook up a lap. Oh, off track. Of course it's off track. Little tiny little, just small little edge onto the grass, and that's it. Ugh. Too fast. That was too early entry, so had to slow down the exit. It's tricky. It's tricky. Gotta get it every time. That was a good last sector. That was just nowhere. Where was I? I think if I added up all my games, I'd probably be in second or first. Track. But he's soaring at the wheel. Not good. Oh, that was a good lap. There we go. That's more like it. because we made a mistake in the first sector, we should be able to hook something up, maybe. None of that was terrible. Boom, look at that, there we go. Back into third place.
Check. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Negative Ghost Rider, that's a no for a flyby. Whoa, TC, look at that. That's what I'm going to look out for in the race, actually, because the tyre wear, I mean, haven't even done a full stint of fuel yet. Tyre wear is going to be a real big issue, so I need to work out how to get on the throttle out of this slow stuff. Otherwise, it's going to kick us in the proverbials. So looking at the times then, so we're about half a second off the ultimate pace, and if we look at that guy's laps, that was a stint. He was doing a stint. So yeah, he got down. I mean, he had a quick lap, slow lap. I mean, it could have been traffic, but yeah, he had quite a few push laps. If we look at my times look a lot more consistent. That's the only plus point. Looking at Luke Pennington just banged in a quick one on his 7th lap, so just getting himself up to speed, but consistent otherwise. Tom Brown, that looks like quali fuel runs. Mario Vargas, very consistent lap times. 47, 46, 45s. What was I? More 45s and 46s. But still, you know, pretty much on the same sort of pace. Thomas Benoit, yeah, just did 5 laps. Just got faster every time. Probably thought that's enough practice. Fred Bart, probably quali fuel. Who knows? And then we got this guy, Laszlo, who's out there at the moment. So let's go on to cockpit cam. Don't know where he is on his stint, but this is the start of the lap. So we'll see what happens. He's doing alright there. Didn't really get on the power at the at that apex, but makes the second part of it absolutely spot on. Far chase maybe. Let's leave it. So that's an interesting line. So he's pointed it in early, then completely missed the apex, and then tried to have a second stab at it. I try and take the Formula 1 line, which is like a late apex, and then you sort of get a peak of rotation right where the curbs are, and then it gets you it allows you to sort of straight. Way too much steering, like way too, again, that's one of these 90-degree guys. And literally through there, I'm turning it maybe like 5 degrees. Yeah. He's relying, again, it's another one of these guys relying a lot on steering and not realising what they're doing is there. He's just got plain overtaking, that's probably another P1 though, isn't it? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, it's another P1. Well, that LP1's great round the corners, slow on the straights. P2s can actually genuinely like re-overtake down fast straights. They run out of boost. If they're not using their boost, they run out of boost, and then all of a sudden the extra drag from the aero kicks in, and then they can't get the same peak top end. Yeah, so I mean, this guy's not doing too bad. It was his last lap, 45.9. I mean, yeah, it's there or thereabouts. You know, I was doing those sorts of lap times myself, so. And then he goes straight on because he's distracted. But, you know. Let's go back a car to Zoltan. Zoltan's doing 50, 47s, 46s. Yeah, 46.3 is his fastest, so this guy's probably not as quick. Yeah, look, he's really slow in the middle. Really, really slow. He's not quite got his lines through there. You've got to carry momentum. It's quite seat of the pants. You can't be slowing too much down. You've got to keep the momentum. The whole idea of Magnus Beckett's is that it's progressively slower. Probably went a little bit wide there. Probably got away with that though. Yeah, too quick in. Took him too wide. Needs to be braking a little bit earlier. Cutting into the, well, on the first left-hander, you need to be cutting so that you're on the outside of the right-hander, so you need to be opening that up, because that's really the acceleration zone. Very tentative turn 1. He's coming around. Lots, like, 100-degree steering. 120 degrees steering? What's that? It's 90, what's that? That's about an extra, no, it's almost like 180 degrees. There's no reason to go beyond 90, except for really tight stuff, and then it's like 100, 110 for the really tight stuff. Yeah, look, he's cranking the steering on, hoping that it gives him more. It's not giving him anything. What he doesn't probably realise is that the brake pedal is where you get the rotation in the field. Just having a slight amount of brakes pushes the oh, there's a guy who's just gone off to the LMP1. Pushes the centre of gravity forward, squashes the squashes the front tyres down, and gives you the rotation. And that's the point. Yeah, he's really tentative in that first turning. It's almost flat, and you can take it flat and still have enough to sort of turn it left. Could be that he's turning too late. Could be that he's focusing too much on like peak speed through that first right-hander. Really what you need to do is use that right-hander to position your car for the left-hander, and use that left-hander to position your car for the exit right-hander. So you want to be all the way on the right, all the way on the left, and then take that final corner, because that's your acceleration zone. You need to get the best exit out of that. So main straight, we should be using the curb here and just flipping a little bit of brake. That's too much curb, but it's the right idea. Anyway, he's giving himself an off track. He's got frustrated. He's coming off. Yeah, and he got a 46.1. You know, hats off to him. That's not a bad lap. It's his best so far. So he's a second slower, but you can see why he's a second slower. Anybody else in this server a bit further down? Oh, here we go. Peter Jerker. So this is a guy who's doing 48s, well, just under 49s. So about 4 seconds slower. Same car. Yeah, it's equal machinery. So early turning to this corner is a valid tactic. I always think that then compromises the field, so you're already slow. My tactic is to peak later, be about middle of a track, and then you aim into the field. You're sort of cutting it into the field and then slow down around it. Right idea on the curbs, that's not a bad line. It could be a bit further over. Commendable. So he's going mid-track here, that's alright. As long as, but then see, there's the problem. He's compromised his entry into that first right-hander, so that he's all the way on the left, I bet he's got to take a left-hander. There's your time right there. For me, I always come in a bit at an angle and then turn into that right-hander so you're over on the sort of right-hand side, and then you can go swinging into the left-hander. That's miles wide. That's fine. Not bad. He hit the inside curb on the left-hander, and then he's like really tentative on the throttle. It's difficult. Got to be quite careful on the throttle. But he's going to be slow down the straight, so he should be able to take that flat, and he hasn't. He's lifted, so he's probably still in fifth. Yep. Should be picking up the throttle early. It's a big old steer there. It's a big old steer. That's not bad. I mean, a lot of people are getting that left-hander way better than I do. I always miss it by a mile. Or going too hot, and I need to tell myself not to do that. Yeah, early turning. Look, it's just gonna. That's not too bad. It keeps it slow. It's not a bad line. There you go. That's a better line. He had a bit of an angle into the field then. Riding the curbs. Don't know if that's a valid tactic. Might be. I don't tend to use them. But obnoxiously running along the curbs all the way along. You don't need to. You just do the last bit. That's a good line. Probably could just go quicker though. Just be a bit braver. It's got an LMP1 behind it. Yeah, that is just the wrong line. The absolute wrong line. And the trouble is he hasn't realised his mistake from the previous lap, and he's just gone and done the same thing again. Anybody? Mario Vargas, who's only 2.2 behind me. Looks like he's fully yellow and red DHL liveried up. Yeah, he's steering 108 degrees. Didn't really help him. I think he's probably just come back out of the pits, so he's probably surprised by the speed. But his lap times are great. They just basically just go fairly evenly down. That's good. And I think I've raced him a couple of times. Yeah, it should go on the curb there. There we go. At the 50 board, too late. Too late. 90 degree steering, too much. Probably could have done that in a bit lower fuel, but too far over the left, and then he's got to slow a lot further down. He gets that right. He gets the right hander right, and he's powering out of Beckett's. That's fine, but he will have lost about half a second, maybe even more. Yeah, that's a good line. Yeah, so he's coming down to third, hitting the apex where the apex markers are, powering out and just letting it hang out around the outside. Very tentative on the throttle. Probably go a bit quicker there, I think. That lap was a 47.8, so yeah, he's gone right back up again. Because of cold tyres, full fuel, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. Look at that. That's like 180 degrees steering. Trouble is with these guys is that they might be able to put in a quick lap, but it's an hour-long race. You've got to make those tyres go to the end. And you can see that I was 4 laps from a pit stop and my rears were going. My problem is on throttle, right? That's where my problem is. These guys, their fronts are just going to be knackered. And that's just going to cause understeer all the way around. And at Silverstone, you don't want understeer. You want to be able to get around faster. So, yeah. Well, there we go. Interesting stuff. We'll leave it there, I think. That was a good little stream. I fixed my cable. You'll be glad to know. I got the soldering iron out and wired up a USB plug for the first time in my life. So that was fun. Yeah, so I can continue charging my wheel. New one should arrive in the next couple of weeks. We'll see. We'll see. That's the Cube Controls F Pro. Very great wheel. I'll probably put it up to the camera when I get it, so you can all see. At the moment, I just use the GT Pro wireless, which looks like this from the back. Little paddles. That from the front. Got all these little buttons and bits and bobs, turny knobs. It's all good. So I'm on a round rim at the moment. This, when I get my Formula rim, will probably be consigned to rally and rallycross. I need to get a handbrake for said purposes. At the moment, I use the clutch, which is a bit interesting when you want to. So using that as a handbrake and you want to be braking. So there's a lot of switching around feet like this, or heel and toeing and all this kind of stuff. I won't embarrass myself on stream with something like that. Be nice to have a big pulley lever handbrakey thing though. That'd be pretty cool. Where it would go, don't know. I'd have to figure that out. Probably in front of my mouse pad, or I could turn my mouse pad around or something. I'll figure it out. Beauty of these aluminium profile rigs is you could just keep changing it. Not happy with it, switch it up, move it around. Highly recommend one. SimLabs or Track Racer or Next Level Racing. All of them do them. Don't go for a fixed rig. Just the first time you want to change something, it will just pee you off. So not worth it. Anyway, peace, love, and speak to you next time.